Hello everyone, it's Friday once again, and it's the first top 10 of 2026. Man, that feels weird to say that. It's been a relatively quiet week. I know probably everyone's off right now, so I wasn't expecting to see, tons of blog posts out there, but I've managed to get together 10 really good posts. So let's dive straight in. So in first place, we've got Andy, who talks about compound engineering for Laravel. So this is a term that he's learnt while working up with the Every's engineering team, and it's a way that they go about building things with AI. So the basic premise is, each feature you develop with AI should make the next one easier. So the things that you learnt, the kind of bugs, the way that the code is written, the standards and things like that are all compounded into the next build. So if you use AI, or if you're just dipping your toe into using AI for development, give this a read and see how you can take these this thought process into your next build, because it's going to help improve the quality of code and also the speed that your application can be developed. Next up then, we've got Pavlas over on his AI Coding Daily channel on YouTube. So he has got a new series here about code. He takes a real world project from Upwork and he goes around developing that with AI. Now, it's a 9-part series, and each one goes into a bit of detail then about how he plans things with ChatGPT, how he uses Laravel Boost, how he sets his guidelines and things like that. So it's a really nice breakdown of how you could go about writing your projects and using AI to help develop those projects. Next up then, we've got Michael, who talks about building fully type-safe APIs with Laravel. Now, we all know that types are getting much better with every release of PHP, and if you're not using them already, you should be, because they make your application a lot stronger. So obviously Michael here goes into a bit of depth of how he uses 2 packages by Spatey, one called the TypeScript Transformer and then Laravel Data, how he uses those to create stronger typed code and return that then to his React front end. Again, if you're not using these types, it's worth reading, because we all know the stronger you can type your application, the safer it's going to be. Next up then, there's a post by myself. Now, we are big fans of inertia at Gem24, so we always keep an eye on the releases. So we've seen this little method get dropped into the framework, once props. So you might have those props that you send over every request, a list of currencies, a list of countries. Now, you can use this new once method, which basically tells Inertia to only send it the first time, and then from that point on, every time it's needed, call it from the client side. So it saves on data, increases the request and response times, and just, I think this is a quality of life improvement for Inertia. Next up then, we've got Ron with this fun little project, 12 Days of Eloquent. So he's put together a little GitHub repo that you can clone and just work through this tutorial. If you're new to Eloquent, you've not been working with relationships much, this is a nice little walkthrough, and if you've got nothing to do today, it's your last day off, go have a bit of fun and walk through this tutorial. Next up then, we've got a post by Marian called Inertia 2.0 Error Handling. Now, with Inertia and with all front-end applications, handling errors is really important. There's nothing worse than seeing that white screen when there's been a JavaScript error and nothing renders. So Marian here goes through different examples that you might see, like validation errors, not found, forbidden, and he talks through how you can, with Laravel or Inertia, how you can handle those and kind of return things to the front end, or get the front end to react in a way that it won't just break. So there's some good ones here. One that I would check out if you were an Inertia user is the session expiry one, because again, it's a great little way of handling 419s, but also React error boundaries. Now, this is something that you might see the white screen of death. Well, this is the kind of thing that can help catch that and return something. Next up then, we've got Amit with his post on partial function application in PHP 8.6. Now, we're going to see more of these posts coming soon, because 8.6 is being developed right now, so there's RFCs currently being discussed, approved, merged, and new ones coming out. So this is a new function that's been added to 8.6, kind of bringing in more of that functional programming approach. Is it something that we would use at Jump 24? I mean, there's probably going to be a time for it, but right now, I can't see myself using it at the moment, but there will be instances where it's going to be needed. So yeah, another great little thing to be added to the language. Next up then, we've got Joel asking the question, why senior developers feel wrong more often. Now, I mean, I'm a senior developer. I've been developing for 20 plus years. There are days where I question, is this right? Something that I've been perhaps pushing for 3 months, 4 months, then all of a sudden I think to myself, actually, is this right? Am I doing the right thing here? So it's a nice little podcast with Joel and Aaron where they talk through this, ask questions and kind of thoughts behind why senior developers might be thinking that they're wrong more often. Next up then, we've got Nelson with this post on Pi. So how he sets up Docker environments and installs Pi for PHP extension management. Now, Pi is the new way that PHP developers should be managing extensions in PHP. Peckle is going to be phased out. So if you've not taken a look at Pi yet, I suggest you do. There's already some really great posts out there and some videos by James who actually developed it. If you've not given it a go, give it a go. One nice thing I saw here, well, you can actually inspect your composer JSON file and tell you any extensions that you might be missing. So that's quite a nice little touch. But yeah, if you use Docker, you've not used Pi, give this post a read and get that going on your environment. And then last up, we've got Joel again with a video this time on the mastering Laravel. So he talks about the benefits of caching in your CI. Now, we all use CIs here, and sometimes they can take minutes and minutes and minutes to run through all those steps you've got, type checking, linting, testing, all these things that you should be using in your day-to-day PR builds. He talks about how you can help speed those things up, by using caching, which is great because, that feedback loop is a lot quicker. You're going to save minutes on your monthly bill. So if you're using CI and you're not using caching, give this one a watch. So that's the end of the top 10 for this week, but I want to add a little bonus one. Now, this is a post that's been around for a while, but new year, new start. It's from someone that I'm sure we all know and we all appreciate the work that he does. It's one by Aaron Francis. Now, this was a post he did back in 2024. What if you tried hard? So he asked the question, like, what would happen if you really did try hard? If you, forgot all the risks, you just went for it. Now, this is something that he did in 2024. And I think you could see from his trajectory, he's spoken at amazing events. He's got to kind of be the kind of he's been the compere for like Laracon US, Laracon EUs. He's written some amazing posts. He has built amazing things like the School of Database and these things that he does. And kind of he asked himself what would happen if he tried hard. So it's a new year, it's a new start. You've probably been thinking about things that you would love to do, but you might be a little bit afraid to do. Myself, I never thought I'd be doing videos. I want to do more of these things this year, sorry. So yeah, give this a read, think about it, and see what you can achieve this year. Because if you kind of forget about all the things that could go wrong and just give it a go, you could be really pleasantly surprised with what you can achieve. So that's it really for the top 10 this week. So I want to thank everyone for watching, listening, and reading the posts. And I look forward to reading the posts that everyone puts together next week. If you've got anything that you're kind of releasing, any blog posts, any videos, please do drop me a message, as I'd love to give that a watch and a read. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I look forward to seeing you again.